What the fuck is actually going on at Riot Games? To start 2024 off, Riot Games gave us one of, if not the best, season start cinematics, featuring Trin, Ashe, Kindred, two hot twins, and some old man. Inarguably a major win coming off of what was one of the company's few major letdowns, and that, of course, being last year's quote-unquote cinematic, if you can call it that. Then, after the release of this year's season cinematic, Riot Games pulled the metaphorical rug from under us and announced that they would be laying off 530 roles globally, representing nearly 11% of the workforce, or roughly 1 out of every 10 employees. In this video, we're going to look at what the future of Riot Games will likely look like, how these changes will affect their games we know and love, as well as the games that we don't quite know that we love yet, like Project F, the rumored ARPG, Project T, which is kind of an MMO FPS hybrid, and most importantly to many of you, their highly anticipated upcoming MMORPG set in the world of Runeterra. Oh, and we found out they were also working on a turn-based strategy game as well. And by we, I of course mean the active community over on my official Discord. Come join the Copium-fueled support group. Links down below in the description. You know what to do. So what is going on? After the shocking layoff announcement, Dylan and Mark released another article addressing the player base directly. In this statement, they confirmed the layoffs, further explaining that they would be seeing the biggest impacts to their teams outside of core development. Now, at this point, I want to go over specifically what all of the confirmed cut content is and how that will affect some of the other projects that were not cut. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We will circle back and go over some of the silver linings from this news, as well as talk about what this really means for the future of Riot Games moving forward. First off, they announced that they would be doubling down on their core games. These, of course, being League of Legends, Valorant, Teamfight Tactics, and Wild Rift. Now, for any of you who may follow the Riot Games library, you may notice that there is one game that's always missing from these core game lists, and this is where one of the first major hits to the company happens. I'm of course talking about Legends of Runeterra. Having already seen major cuts in the past, it looks like Legends of Runeterra will be again taking another major hit. And I think Legends of Runeterra is pretty much done, or at least done as we know it. And instead, despite their critical achievements of building out the world of Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra will downsize the team and instead renew their focus on the PvE-centered Path of Champions. The Legends of Runeterra team has released a video since the initial statement going over in greater detail. Here it is if you want to see what is coming and going in the future of the game. Next, and honestly to me, one of the most depressing parts of this whole statement was the announcement that Riot Forge, their kind of indie development partnership project, will be ending future game development after the release of Bandletel at the end of February. Riot Forge was kind of an experiment to see what would happen when Rioters partnered with their favorite indie devs and let them loose on the world of Runeterra with their unique viewpoints, styles, and expertise. Across 6 titles spanning different game genres, regions, and characters, it's been inspiring to see what these devs created in partnership with the Forge team. Riot Forge and Legends of Runeterra were 2 of the strongest driving forces moving the storyline and the world of Runeterra forward, so is the lore just dead then? What can we expect from the future of Riot Games when regarding the narrative and storyline? Well, in typical internet fashion, this is the area that most people ignored, and I'm specifically pointing out the media and some other content creators. And it was something that was specifically addressed in this public statement. Riot Games went on to say, "We are refocusing on fewer, high-impact projects to move us toward a more sustainable future. The adjustments we're making aim to focus us on the areas that have the greatest impact on your experience. Moving forward, you can expect events, modes, and long-term roadmaps that lead to vibrant, hopefully multi-decade futures for these games. Our strategy will more tightly integrate esports, music, and entertainment with our previous existing games. And beyond live titles, we have projects in the pipeline that we can't wait to get to you when they're ready. Project L has been making great progress, and we're looking forward to more opportunities for you to try out the game. Stay tuned for more updates coming later this year. Arcane Season 2 is on track for November 2024, and most excitedly, we have a number of projects cooking in various stages of R&D. And this is kind of where the statement started to get really interesting, at least for me. Right now, we know Riot Games is currently working on an ARPG known as Project F, the MMORPG, obviously, as well as a potential MMO FPS known as Project T. And like I said at the beginning of this video, we also found out that they even have some kind of turn-based strategy game in the works. And we found that out from an ex-World of Warcraft developer, so And this, of course, doesn't even mention the fact that this is just the stuff that we've been able to find out via a healthy level of stalking the R&D employees. So they have potentially many more projects that we don't even know about at this point. So basically, if we can take Riot at their word, it seems like they're refocusing their efforts into their largest bets, which based off of what has been leaked are very large RPG, PvE focused games. And of course, this all sounds good, but I do want to kind of brush off or at least sift out some of the copium that's in here, because at the end of the day, there's very little that we know. But I think for everyone, it's important to remember that that goes both ways. We don't know the good and we don't know the bad. There's potentially tons of issues within the company themselves, but on the surface, it also looks very promising. So you don't need to spam my comment section anymore saying MMO canceled or Riot Games is dead. It's just not even true, and honestly not even remotely true. However unfortunate, sad, and depressing layoffs may be, they are, I guess, also unfortunately just kind of part of gaming as it is right now, which I personally can hope, and all I can do is hope that that changes in the future, because I love video games and I think you guys do too. So I guess the TLDR is that Riot Games is redirecting their efforts to in-house R&D projects, as well as their current heavy-hitting titles. Riot Forge is done, so they can basically refocus on providing these experiences from their own in-house projects. Legends of Runeterra is basically done as we know it, and will be redirecting to a more PvE-only experience. They did say that they want their strategy to focus more on the esports, music, and entertainment within their games. And the entertainment doesn't just mean cinematics, it means projects and Arcane and other TV shows potentially, and all kinds of other forms of media. So I think we can kind of be excited to see where that goes. But let me turn the mic over to you guys. What do you think the future of Riot Games looks like? Is the S in Riot Games going to continue to grow? How about the ARPG, MMORPG, or MMO FPS that are currently in the works? Or what other projects do you think that they would work on that the market has a distinct lack of? Anyways, guys, I wanted to go over these details in ways that was maybe a little more short, concise, easier to, I guess, listen to, as opposed to have to read a giant paragraph from Riot Games themselves. And, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. So I thought maybe I could do my little part, my little stamp on the internet to get the information out there that is correct and accurate. Thank you all for coming out. Spam that like button, subscribe, and check me out over on Twitch. That's where all the copium's been recently. We don't have a lot of information on Riot Games' new R&D projects. So we just go over there, we play games. I've been playing Minecraft pretending that it's the Riot MMO. It's been fun. All the links are down below. My name is Spun. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.